Hello. So I was making lunch today and it occurred to me that this might be a really good time to do a quick video to show you guys what I do to kind of put together a meal and how I make prepping for one meal last for many meals. So I get a lot of questions about kind of how long it takes me to prep meals. I get people saying that it just takes too long and they get very overwhelmed and that they don't know how to put together something that is going to fit in with their day and everything. So I have my containers. I have food that I've prepped because I was making lunch, and I'm going to show you guys how I put it together and how I can use the rest of the food that I don't use for this meal for the rest of the week. So what I'm making today is a kind of like a rice Tex-Mex kind of bowl. And I've made my brown rice, made it in the microwave, and while I was cooking that, I browned up some ground turkey with Southwest seasoning and sauteed some peppers and onion together. And actually, I say sauteed, but I didn't use any oil. I just sprayed the pan with cooking spray, put it on a really low heat, and let that cook while the rice and the ground turkey was cooking. So as I'm going to put this together, I just want to show you guys, this is my list for the day. All I've had today are 2 proteins and a half of a fruit. So I still have quite a bit I need to eat, which makes me very happy. So I'm going to go ahead and take my yellow container. Those are my carbs. And I'm actually going to give myself 2 right now because I haven't eaten any. And I know I'm only going to use 1 later. So there's my 2 things of rice. And as you can see, pretty good amount in there. And then I'm going to take my red container that's a protein. I'm going to fill that, scoop it in there. I'm going to fill that with my, almost to the top with my ground turkey. And the reason I'm only filling it almost to the top is because I'm going to put a dollop of the Greek yogurt on there. So in there that goes. I also have a green container of chopped spinach. So I'm going to throw that in there. And so you can see it's starting to get pretty substantial. But I'm also going to throw in some of the peppers and onions. So I'm going to get 2 green containers out of this lunch. And for me, a green container is more difficult. I can eat fruits and protein all day. I struggle with my green containers. I just have a hard time eating my vegetables. I guess I'm a little bit like Carl Deichler. All right, so that's going to go in. Now I've got a pretty good giant bowl of food. However, I'm not done. So I'm going to throw in, this is a blue container of cheese. Again, pretty good amount in there. And I have a purple. This is my fruit. Pico de Gallo counts as a fruit on this plan. So I'm going to go ahead and put, and I don't need a whole purple. That's a pretty big container. And since I used a half a fruit earlier today, I'm going to go ahead and just fill it halfway and put that in there. And for the very last, I'm just going to put 1 little dollop, that's a little bit too big, of Greek yogurt right on top. And I actually have some cilantro in the fridge. I'm going to cut that up and sprinkle it on there. So as you can see, this is a very big bowl of food. It's going to definitely satisfy me for the day. So what I'm going to do is I have all this leftover rice, I have all this leftover ground turkey, and I have peppers and onions. So for me, I will most likely eat this exact meal over and over again. That's just what I do. It's easy for me. But you could do so many things with this. You could just cook up some chicken one night and make a chicken fajita. With that, you could use the rice in the ground turkey and make almost like an unstuffed chicken, unstuffed rice casserole. So there's options here. Either way, I'm going to be able to use this stuff for the rest of the week, and all I had to do was prep it once for 30 minutes. So that's it. That's how I put together a meal. That's how I use my containers. I'll mark them off on my sheet. I'll put my sheet back on my fridge so I have something to reference. But yeah, I'm going to go eat my delicious lunch now. Bye.